Welcome to the Kids Learning Fun Club. Well, we're going to be doing a read aloud. And I'm going to be reading a book about presidents. You might be wondering why I'm choosing a book about presidents. Well, that's because there is an election going on from Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Yes, there's going to be a new president. Either Donald Trump will serve twice as the President of America, or we'll have a new president, Joe Biden. Comment down below who you vote for. Let's start. Today, we're going to be reading If I Were President, written by Catherine Steyer, illustrated by Diane DeSalvo Ryan. Two United States presidents, George Washington, the first president, and Abraham Lincoln, the 16th, are honored each February on President's Day. But who is the president of the United States, and what does the president do? The president is leader of the country. Unlike kings and queens, presidents aren't born for the job. The people of the United States choose a president every 4 years. They vote for the person they want to run their country. But the president does not run the country alone. According to an important plan called the Constitution, written more than 200 years ago, a group of people called the Congress make the laws. Other people, called judges, explain the laws. Some of the president's work is probably fun, such as handing out medals or flying to a meeting in a private jet. But most of the time, the president works hard and must think about serious things like how to spend the country's money and how to get along with other nations. The president helps make new laws and leads America's fighting forces. The president helps make new laws and leads America's fighting forces. The president helps make new laws and leads America's fighting forces. He, or maybe someday she, is also a leader of his political party. Usually the Democrats or Republicans. The Constitution says a person must be born citizen of the United States and have lived there for at least 14 years to be president. A person also must be 35 years old to hold the highest office in the land. That's it. Perhaps you may choose and be chosen to take on this very important job. It would be great to be president of the United States. If I were president, that means after a big campaign with speeches and posters and TV ads, the people would have to work and chosen me as their leader. Years of planning and hard work would have prepared me for that day. If I were president, I promise to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Because that would be my job. Then I'd move to the mansion called the White House with more than 100 rooms. And I'll have to remember my new address. 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. If I were president, I could go bowling or visit a movie theater without even leaving my house. I'd have my own chef and eat whatever I wanted. I could even have 2 dessert every night. If I were president, I would start working early each morning and in the Oval Office. Although I'll try to do what's best for my country, not everyone would agree with my decisions. But I'll get help making those decisions from a group of people called my cabinet. Not the cabinet that you use for dressing up. A cabinet is a group of people lingered together to make a decision. If I were president, the people that would be my boss, and I would have to find out what they wanted. It wouldn't be easy. Different people want different things. If I were president, I'd be in charge of the armed forces, the Army, Navy, Air Force, and the Marines. If I were president, each year I would give a speech to Congress called the State of the Union. All over the country, people would be watching and listening. I would talk how our country was doing and suggesting ways to solve our problems. Imagine creating laws for the whole country. That's something Congress and I would work on together. Congress would present bills, which are ideas for new laws. But if I didn't like an idea, I'd say no. That is called a veto. But if I agreed, I'd sign the bill and make it a law. If I were president, the agents of the Secret Service would guard me everywhere I go. They'd go too. If I were president, I'd travel on my limousine or in my own private airplane, Air Force One. I'd meet the leaders of the other nations. Maybe together we would work to improve our world. If I were president, I would comfort families that have been in an earthquake, hurricane, or a flood. I'll help them rebuild their towns. If I were president, one of my favorite jobs will be passing out medals to people who have done brave deeds. If I were president, in the spring, I would toss the first pitch of the baseball season. And in winter, I'd light the nation's holiday tree. If I were president, my words and picture would appear in newspapers and magazines all over the world. Even my own dog would make headlines. Do you see here? It says, President's dog has puppies. And look here. He does. Aren't they cute? If I were president, the house I grew up in would be famous. people will ask my mom for a tour of everything, even my treehouse. Watered these flowers. Looked out window. Took out this garbage. Swing this bat. Hit this ball. Climbed this tree. Slept in this room. Hidden here. Wow. That's a little too info. If I were president, the people could only elect me twice. That's 8 years altogether. And I would have to find a new job and a new house. Soon, a new president with different ideas would move into the White House, but just like me. The new president would work hard for the good of the country. And who knows, someday I might be President of the United States. Hope you had fun reading with me If I Were President. Hope you liked it. Make sure to like and subscribe. See you later, Kids Learning Fun Club.